as far as the most impactful experience personally, I was sent to the border with Gaza and Israel during a cross-border escalation of violence. And that, to me, I watched the Iron Dome deploy and intercept missiles behind me, and just the feeling of being a journalist and delivering crucial information to the viewer was something that I took very, very seriously at that moment. Not thinking about my own safety, but thinking about the dozens and hundreds, thousands of people that were living under the fear of rocket fire at the time, and talking to the people who had rockets fall inside their homes and were trying to pick up literally the pieces of their lives, both emotionally, physically, financially. That to me will have a lasting impact. Interviewing President Shimon Peres when I was in Israel as an Oklahoma girl walking into the President of Israel's office, a long-time stalwart of politics in the region, it was incredible to stand there and realize the magnitude of the moment, who I was talking to, all that he had seen, and he was very candid with me about his outlook on peace in the region, about, at the time, the situation between Israel and Iran. So that was something that I think had immeasurable impact on me. I think the most important part of that question is how to be creative in your job search. I firmly believe, based on my experience, and I'll talk about this at Convocation a little bit, that you shouldn't pigeonhole yourself into one specific interest area when you graduate from school. It's easy to think, I need to know what I want to do in life. I need to know, when people ask me 10 years from now, what do you see yourself doing? I need to have an answer. I don't believe you really need to have an answer to that. I think that to use your international experience, just having that international experience makes you a good citizen of the world and makes you interesting, makes you have a perspective that a lot of people who haven't studied abroad and haven't taken courses in international relations or affairs, they don't have that context to everything that they do. So as far as using it creatively, I think making sure to prop that up in your job interviews, talk all about your international experience, that will set you apart from your peers who may not have seen the world in the way that you have. I think that it's important in life to have a good sense of humor. So to take ourselves too seriously is to miss a big portion of life where we need to smile, need to laugh. I think as a journalist you have to have very thick skin, and that's just part of our job as a public figure. People will say what they will. You have to have integrity, you have to know who you are. And The Lost Oval does a great job at poking fun at all of us and not letting ourselves take ourselves too seriously. I think that where the line is drawn is when it may be really hurtful to someone or may cross a boundary that really makes someone feel isolated. That's where it's not funny anymore. But, you know, you have to shrug your shoulders and laugh at yourself. They've written about me before and, you know, they may do it again. I hope that it's kind. So as far as where I'd like to travel in the world that I've never been to, there are places in the Middle East that underwent a sea change during the time that I was in Israel. Syria, Lebanon, Egypt, Tunisia, Libya, places that are fascinating to me. The history is so rich and the culture is so diverse, but for many reasons, political, safety reasons, I haven't been able to do that. And I think it would give me a broader perspective than I already have on that region, and it's a region that I have always been so passionate about. So if I ever had the opportunity and peace was to be upon us, I would love to visit probably the Middle East, other countries in the Middle East I've never been to.